Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Jocelyn Lovely. So good to see you here today. Last reading we did was Capricorn. We were discussing a couple of things here and I left off with the reading kind of like it was unfinished. So I wanted to make this a part two to it. What we were discussing in the last reading, it was regarding like your higher self, right? As above, so below, right? In order for you to get the highest aspects of yourself, you have to go and reclaim the darkest parts of yourself, right? So I was giving like a visual of higher self really going down into the dungeon, and there was this one room that was not open. It was left unopened, and right behind it was your shadow. It was terrified. It was did not want to comply. It was angry. Did not want you to see through there because it just could not handle it. But once you open it, it was like there was a visual of like two aspects, right? Your higher self and then the dark, you know, it almost seemed like this person was, it's like this part of yourself that you hate so much about yourself. It felt like it was ugly or it was envious of your higher self because it was the complete opposite of that, right? And so now we're going to get into the nitty gritty of it, of what that actually is, right? I was able to channel that after right now. So Capricorn part two, disclaimer warning, I'm telling you right now, it's a little nasty, okay? So we're getting into the Black Moon astrology card deck. I always knew I was drawn to it, but I didn't know why, and it's exactly because of this. It gets really into the core root of everything. It's really sexual deck too, so yeah. So we're starting off with Cancer and escape, right? If you take a look at these two cards, I see a lot of moon energy, right? It goes from 3 to 4. I feel, and then it said escape on it, right? But if you take a look, okay, there's a lot of hidden emotion that's being kept inside, right? Like I said, enclosed. It does not want to be displayed. It doesn't want anything shining in it, but it's like it's too late. You're already down there. You open the door, you saw something that traumatized you. I don't think you were expecting to see that, right? You saw that shadow, you went inside, you felt it, and you saw the shadow, and it was cowering because what you discovered was, I guess, something that causes shame. There's a shame that's coming up, right? And then it was like, yeah, you open the door and bam, all this like everything, you could see it all, right? And it's so powerful, it's so magnetizing. And look at this beautiful, look at just this beautiful energy. It's like all this energy gets sucked in and you see everything and it's scaring you. It's scaring you because it's like you had to face a deep, dark, sexual desire that you have that you don't share with anybody, right? And I don't let me be straight here with you guys. I don't give a fuck. Everybody has this. Everybody has some type of dark, deep sexual desire, fantasy, or fetish that attracts you, right? It attracts you, it makes you live, it's there. It's something you compartmentalize, right? Everybody does it. You have to compartmentalize these things because you can't show this to society, right? But like I said, it's a part of you that has not been claimed, right? And I could see why. It's probably something really deep, dark, right? Something could be taboo, right? But this needs to be expressed. And I don't mean go do the sexual act. I mean, this has to be expressed, acknowledged in order for you to heal from this, whatever this is, right? And if you're somebody who secretly acts out on this specific thing, sexual desire, it could be something that you act out, right? It could be something that you do, but it's so it's like in its own little door, its own little room where you can act out there, that it's like it's compartmentalized. And as long as that area is separate from your higher self aspect, it's like it's there's going to be conflict, right? Then you get Yod, right? And again, I see this as the Sephirah, right? Like as above, so below, right? Every I wouldn't say alchemist. Would you say alchemist? Every Kabbalah, alchemist, any spiritual practice like this requires you to go to the deepest, darkest parts, right? And that's the only way you get transformations. Like you can't, as long as you keep these areas separate, there's going to be conflict. Followed by eighth house, endings and beginnings. It's in reverse, right? There can't be a new cycle. There can't be anything until this is faced. Look at you. It's like having faith, right? Like you slamming the fucking door on this motherfucking, on your higher self. Like, no, I do not want you to enter this. This is my space. It's not sacred. It's not holy. Do not come in. It's taboo, right? It's witchcraft. It's demonic. It's like summoning dark spirits, right? It's so frowned upon, right? And then it's funny because again, I used to keep saying like as above, so below earlier in the other reading. It still kept coming up, but this time it was so clear when I saw it, right? Water with fire. Like this is you in the 3D realm, right? Very cool, calm, collective. You're perceived this way. Very human, very normal, very get your job done, go home, smile, laugh, right? But then deep dark in the darkness when nobody's at home, nobody sees you, you act out in this way. And there's nothing wrong. It's just like the reason it's an issue is because it carries so much shame within you. Maybe this is something that you're like, no, this is too dark. This is too dark. This is not something that's supposed to be exposed. Like, you didn't hear all type of fucking stories out there, okay, of people who are sexually attracted to, you know, a family member. You hear stories of people being liking certain sexual acts, right? That are frowned upon. It's it's a part of life, right? And people deny it, but it's like it's there, you know. And when these stories get exposed, it scares people. And then you have to wonder, why does it scare you? It's because it touches a part of you that you don't want to admit to, right? So again, it's like, look, up and above, you're cool, calm, collective, but in reverse, right, when you're down here, it's all you think about. It's the sexual desire that plagues you. Maybe you're afraid of the sexual desire, right? Maybe because, again, maybe it's not that society won't accept it, maybe you don't accept it. Maybe the sexual desire scares you because you know it's not something you're supposed to be doing. Or it can be harming, right? It can cause harm to you. Let's say you're not allowed to explore this sexual fantasy or desire. You still have to come to terms with this is who you are, or this is something that you're attracted to. Just by you admitting it and crying about it and healing it can really help you manage something like that, right? Maybe you're dealing with something you're not supposed to be doing, right? And you wonder, well, am I a bad person because I feel this way? No, you're not. Because you're not acting out on it, right? You're choosing to stay healthy. But once you do admit it, right? Because once you combine both of these aspects, you get this one, right? You need both. You need both to transform this, right? You need both. And then what we get after is Black Moon Lilith, right? She's, look, that's what I'm saying. It's raw sexual desire, is something in the secret, in the dark, right? She's looked upon as bad, right? In the Bible or whatever, right? But it's mystery. What's really drawn to me is mystery, and the moon comes back up again. It's the dark. It's the deepest, darkest parts of yourself that illuminate you and turn you on. It's what needs to be acknowledged here, right? This is being acknowledged today, or during this week, or this last week, and it's really scary. it's scary because you didn't think you were capable of being that person. And it's embarrassing because you hope nobody finds out. But I think, again, someone has told me we're only as sick as our secrets, right? That doesn't mean go around and tell the whole world, but it just means as long as you know what you're capable of, or what your triggers are, or what you want to do secretly, and then be so kind to yourself about it, I think it can really make a huge impact in your life. It'd be a good influence on you, right? Yes, this person was looked as a bad. She was looked down upon because of this decision she's made. But this is still a part of you. It's still you. Like, of course, how are you supposed to be happy if you can't even admit this part of yourself? That this is a reality, this is what you are, this is who you are, this is what the circumstances that made you this person. To deny that part of yourself is to deny oneself. Followed by I balance, right? Again, it's just admitting that this is what you like, this is what you're into, and healing that. It's balancing it, it's restoring justice into your life, right? Because you may not be acting out on this sexual desire that could cause harm. I don't know, right? We don't know why the severity of it, or why you're even afraid of it, or why you're ashamed of it, or why you're terrified, right? Because from the highest realm to the lowest, we're thinking the lowest, right? Lowest. You can balance both, right? Like oh, sorry, that's a lot. But yeah, it's the lowest of the lowest. So I can see why you may think it's scum, or it's trash, or it's the most unwanted parts of yourself. Yeah, well, how can you be whole without even that, the nastiest, most disgusting, vile parts of yourself? You can't be whole without reclaiming that. So once you do, once you accept it, once you heal, once you cry from it, you will become holier than whole. Okay? And don't think your ancestors didn't fucking go through the same thing, okay? Your ancestors damn near fucking had the same fucking fantasies, probably, because they came from your same lineage. What does that tell you? You guys are still trying to restore the lineage. What do you think was in that lineage that they all came into about? There's a reason why it's the lineage, right? They made the mistakes that they made, healed the mistakes that they made, hopefully, and then, you guys keep reincarnating, trying to restore or fulfill karmic debt. And this also means reclaiming the nastiest parts of that fucking lineage. So yeah. So Capricorns, I can see why in the part 1 I was looking at it and I was like, oh, what's so nasty? Like, what's the thing? We were showing a picture. Let me see if I can find it. It was a picture of like the shadow, but it was like this. It was scared. It looked really, it felt like it was ugly. And then sacrifice was this, it's just so beautiful. I can't explain it. Just go see Capricorn part 1. All right, you guys, I love you all. Take good care of yourselves. Love and blessings. Remember, in this channel, we do not judge. We do not judge, okay? This is as real as it fucking gets, okay? So, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.